Hello everyone, happy Independence Day. So this is 75th Independence Day we're celebrating in India. So wherever you are, my fellow Indians, happy Independence Day once again. So on this today, we are going to start with a new module that is success factor compensation. So without any further ado, let me share my screen and what are the tracks we're going to cover. So as this is an introduction session, so many of you, I believe you have already attended my previous sessions or you have watched me in YouTube. I have a lot of videos related to payroll transformations. Most probably it will be the country specific payroll series if you have seen. Like we have country specific Indian payroll, we have US payroll, UK payroll, all this payroll we have already seen. And if you have not watched, I will request you go to watch, and in YouTube, most of my videos are already there. And if you want to participate in any kind of discussions, any kind of a mentoring sessions you want, or coaching sessions you want, you can always come to my platform with your respective payroll modules already there available. You can see that in Australia payroll, Indian payroll, US payroll, many more country payrolls are coming on the way. So those are in preparation stage. And now if you're planning for Employee Central Cloud Payroll, definitely will recommend go for the Cloud Payroll Mastery. So under that, we are focusing on Employee Central Payroll. Yeah. So now without any delay, let's move on. What is today's plan? So today we are going to start a new series. That is our compensation series. Yeah, you can see that. So here inside the compensation series, if you can see that we're going to cover under 16 different tracks. So now going forward, you will be hearing from me tracks and themes. What are the tracks and what are the different themes? So themes will be more from a learning journey point of view, whether you are a business user or you are into a technology consultant, in success, you are working in a success factor compensation module, or you are planning for a career move to success factor and you want to start with compensation. So, or you are already an expert in compensation, but you are still looking for to move into a product management role, or you are an entrepreneur who is also working in compensation and other products. So I'm not going to for like it cannot be a product specific. So these themes also will be deciding based on your interest, from where you are coming from, what is your journey. So accordingly, we will be going further. Now coming to the tracks. So whether you are working for a success factor compensation module or Workpay or any other products, the track will follow the similar kind of a tracks, but maybe the product will be different, right? But our focus will be always on success factor, then Workpay. But any other products, if you're interested, maybe we can later on introduce maybe after 2 to 3 years, right? But these are the on my priority. So these are the different tracks we'll be following: process, strategy, architecture, operation, implementation, migration, integration, certification, application maintenance and support, project management, product management, resources. So people come different students come to me with a different understanding, and they have a different requirements. So I believe all this 16 whatever I have kept together in the tracks, so this is something I believe something definitely will be helping you in many way, right? So basically people who are working as a consultant, mostly the highlighted one will be more helpful for them, like implementation, migration, integration. Process anyway you have to understand, otherwise you cannot proceed, right? So these are a couple of things which I thought of sharing with you this Independence Day. In this special occasion of Independence Day, we are actually introducing this kind of a more holistic approach, more of a product agnostic approach we are taking up, because today you are working success factor, maybe tomorrow you'll be working some other products, right? So from that angle, if you think, this approach will be more holistic, more helpful in your future, right? Although currently we're focusing on the success factor. So that's the message I just wanted to give to you. So now coming to success factor compensation series, how we are going to start with. So this will be more of a practice session. So that we can think it of like a implementation track. Okay, whatever the recording we are going to have. So this will be under your implementation track, right? So now under implementation track, although I will recommend for implementation guide to follow. But still, for this session, what we are going to do, we'll be following a hackathon format. So in the hackathon, what we do generally, if you have seen the developers, so they are given a problem statement and they complete all those, solve those problems within a 1 day, 24 hours, or maybe maximum 48 hours, like that, right? Similarly, we'll be also following a hackathon format and we'll be using the official series guide from SAP, that is an exercise guide for this hackathon. And so I'll just sharing with you that as well. Hope you can see my screen. So this is the official guide we'll be following. And this series guide is having total compensation series guide is having total 9 exercises. So other than that, some more exercises will be also continuing, right? So that we'll be going to see later on. But our primary focus will be the total 9 exercises we're going to complete in next 24 hours, right? So just let's then get started. So to start with SuccessFactor compensation module. So as we know, this is we have something called total compensation. Total compensation comprises of a compensation, variable pay. But here in this hackathon, we are not covering the variable pay. Only we are focusing on the compensation part. And from a product point of view, compensation and variable pay, generally, technically, there are two different products. But now, so if you think from a total compensation management point of view, this is a two product combined together and we call it a total compensation, right? So now let's move on to the compensation. Whenever you are preparing for an implementations, right, you will be having few things you have to do. Okay, so from an integration point of view, that we will be covering on the integration track. So that will just giving an overview. So here we'll be having integration with a variable pay module. Okay, so if your variable pay is in license is already you're already having, then it will be part of that, right? So it is typically different track, as I was saying. Variable pay is a template based short-term incentive or bonus planning solutions. It's a part of a compensation license pack. So it is implemented separately than the compensation, right? So that's why actually now, so as I was saying, total compensation, it manages both variable pay and compensation planning, right? Similarly, compensation can also be integrated with your performance management module. Okay, so that is also same goal with your people profile. If you're not using Employee Central, that can also be done. If you're using Employee Central, that's also fine. So both way we can integrate. So similarly, if you go for this role-based permission settings, okay. So from an admin point of view, okay, so we'll be focusing on this exercise today, right? So first exercise, we'll be focusing on the different roles and permission. What are the different roles and permission we can have in SuccessFactor? So first of all, we'll be having the administrators, then we'll be having compensation planners or compensation managers who will be accessing the compensation worksheets. Similarly, we will be having HRBP or a human resource business partner who will be having access to your, again, compensation worksheet. Then we'll be having the executive review. They will be having the top management basically. Okay. So these are the things we will be having in the role-based permission settings. Other than that, RBP do not contribute or do not control following things like a field attributes or field-based permissions. This is something unique here. So these are the things will be seeing at a field level. Also, we can have control. So different type of permissions we'll be seeing that. Okay. So now, so there are different resources. Again, we'll be covering this on the resources track. So don't worry about it. So now coming to the main part of our exercises, what we're going to see today. First of all, we'll try to, and before we go to the exercise, we'll be having a navigation. So our compensation home navigation we will do. So let's have a tour to our compensation home page. So this is, if you can see, this is our compensation, means our SuccessFactor new home page. And with this, we will be going to our compensation module. So let's have a tour around compensation module. What are the in store we will see there. So you can see in this compensation module, we have a various sections here, right? One form is already existing. This is the form. And let's see if there are any all forms. If you want to see all the forms you can visualize from here. So you can see how many forms are already created, okay, in the previous years, right? Similarly, if any progress, so all the status you can see, all the form statuses you can see from here. And if there is something completed, some of the forms may be already completed, that you can see it here, right? So we can see all the categorizes here, right? Similarly, if I want to go to the compensation homepage, so this is a module picker. So from the module picker, we have chosen this. So one is a forms, then we have a three category. We'll be coming to this area later on. Okay. So, but I'm just giving an overview before we go to the homepage. So this is an executive review, how an executive will be seeing all these plans and all, right? Similarly, we'll be having a budget assignment, whatever the budgets you are assigning, right? So you'll be finding those plans here. Hmm. So now from a planning permissions point of view, so that there will be in an organization, they'll be having the planner, right? So those planner will be having what kind of a template. So there is a fixed template for that as well. You can see that, yeah. So we'll be coming to here, but let's move on to, at present, we don't have any permissions here, but let's move on to the compensation homepage. Yeah. So we'll go to the compensation home. Yes. So now we can see there are various sections here. We have option. There are four major categories you can see. One is setting up a new plan. Second one is data for all the plans. Third one is a reporting. Fourth one is a reward and recognition, right? Similarly, whatever the template you have accessed last time, okay, so or those historical templates you can see here as per the access, okay, what you have accessed last time, right? Similarly, you can also filter them whether you want to select only as you're focusing on the compensation. I will be filtering out here only compensation, okay? And this is the homepage where we can see all those details. So we are not going to in detail about it. So in the upcoming exercises, we will be seeing, but for the time being, you understand that we are having, these are the four different categories, how to set up a new plan for a compensation, variable pay, total compensation plan. So from a data point of view, how we can import, export data, okay, whenever you're setting up those plans and what is the impact of those data points, right? And similarly, whenever you are monitoring the compensation, okay, so whenever you're planning all these things, how to set up those compensation job monitoring, you can do that from here. From a reporting point of view, you can see those roll-up reports, aggregate export, everything. And the last but not the least, we'll be having the reward and recognition. Suppose if you want to give a spot award like that, so you can see it from here as well. Okay, so this is how the introduction to compensation homepage. Okay, and so okay, so just to summarize what we have seen in the compensation homepage, we have understood the list of active compensation, variable pay, and total compensation templates we can see, and we have seen at a high level the different buckets or different sections where how to set up new plans, what are the tools we are having for creating and importing your specific plans, such as the pay matrix or current currency conversion, those tables. We have seen the different monitoring of the compensation jobs. Okay, we'll be going into details about it, but for the time being, this is how we have navigated to the compensation homepage, right? So with this, we will stop here and we will continue with the next session with uh, the next segment of it, how to set up all these plans and all. And there are few settings we'll be doing for the RBP point of view, from a role-based permissions point of view. So those activities we are going to perform in the next session, right? So now let's stop here. Thank you very much for joining in. If you have any questions, you can always ask. If you're watching in my platform, learning platform, you can post your comment. And if you're watching in your YouTube, okay, so this the first session will be available in the YouTube, and but the subsequent session and subsequent exercises, it will be available in my new Genler platform. So for that, if you have not accessed, so you have to just go to the psa.newgenler.com. PSA stands for People Success Labs Academy. And here you have to subscribe to any of the plan. Okay, so you can see there are a lot of plans here, silver, gold and the diamond plan. So my compensation related stuff will be available in the diamond memberships. Okay. And you can go for this plan and let me know if you have any questions and queries. I'm more than happy to help you. Right. So now let's stop here and we will continue with the exercises upcoming session. Thank you very much for joining in.